Hey everyone, welcome to Naked with Matt and Phil. Hi Matt, how are you doing?
Good. How are you doing?
Good. I'm good. So a new episode on the Authentic podcast where two French guys talk about anything. Do you know what we're going to talk about today?
Well, I wanted to talk about something, but you don't want to talk about it
Go
today.
for it.
So we're
What is
gonna.
it?
So,
What is it?
so
What is it? You didn't even tell me. What is it?
no. You told me not to start you.
Oh, you want to talk? No,
No,
we're not going to talk about that. Not right now.
not
It's
for
too
this
fresh.
episode. Not
It's too
yeah,
fresh.
it's too fresh. Maybe next episode. But we could talk about relationships because there's a really how do you say that when you wait for something to happen, like there's a celebration that's happening soon, which is Valentine's Day, and
Is
we
it a
could talk a bit
celebration or
about.
is it like for some people like a doomsday?
We can talk about both.
The pressure about Valentine's Day. Oh, that's interesting. Yeah. So let's talk about
Yeah,
relationship. Where do you want to start?
yeah. On one side, you have people that are in couple and are happy, and they and they want to just put a bit more spice into their relationship, and they do like funny thing at Valentine's Day. And on the middle you have the couples that like they're not really that loving anymore, and they're like, oh shit, and I gotta buy flower and all that. And on the other side you have single people that don't give a shit and that don't celebrate, and also the single people that want just are like depressed at that day. Is just like a depression day because they just think of how lonely they are and how they don't have anyone to celebrate love with.
So
So
this
I
is how
think
you
we
want to
have
start the
a
episode. Yeah, yeah.
yeah,
It's a good thing. That's a good thing.
we,
Let's go.
we have a
Where?
lot of juice for that.
So what is your experience about Valentine's Day? I think that's interesting because I'm French. So I did like before I moved to Canada, I did 23 years of Valentine's Day. I mean, 23 years, not counting the first 10 years, but I mean, let's say like 7 years of Valentine's Day in France. Then I went to Canada. So what is Valentine's Day for you? I just want to have your opinion first.
Come on, you were not celebrating Valentine's Day when you were 8 years old? I was. I was
What?
like writing small letters to, to we call that a kick in French. My kick was like the girl I was like into. And I
Oh,
was
that's cute.
oh man, I have such a fucking funny story about about a thing like that. When I was super young, I was so dumb at that time, and I wrote a letter to my kick of the time, and it was, I mean, I was like maybe 7 years old, and and I wrote like, I really like you. Like, I don't know what I wrote in that letter, but at the end, I you remember the pug, the thing we were playing with, like when we were young,
Yeah,
like
yeah, yeah, yeah.
you had the slammer and you would play pug. And well,
Yeah, I
I
was a
just
bit
like
older, so it was after me, but yeah, I remember that.
okay, yeah. And I scotch tape like three pugs in the letter for her, like it was a great gift. And at the bottom I
And
wrote,
what
if
was
she
the reception of that then?
no, no, wait, is what I wrote at the end that was amazing. I wrote, if you don't want to kiss me, you can give me back the pug.
The guy is like already in a bargain. He's like, oh yeah, I give you pugs, but only if you kiss me. Like it's a transaction already. So at 8 years old, you understood that relationship or transactions.
Yeah,
That's good.
yeah.
I don't know if it's good or not, but that's interesting.
Well, I can tell you that I got the puck back, and I had
So
no
I'm
kiss.
gonna be honest on that. It's true that when I was in school, I remember that was something, but I don't. I think the teacher even asked us like to do like a letter for the girls that we like, and she said and said the same thing for the girls. It was a bit like I don't know. I remember that at the time I was like taking stories, from whatever and like copying the story but changing the names and writing the letter as you and everything. But yeah, school was. But then you grow up, and for me, there was a big difference is when I went to Canada with with Valentine's Day, because in France it's a big thing. Like it's like if you forget to book a restaurant and you wait almost for the last night or one night before, like you're screwed. Like there is no restaurant available. Like you're like, where I'm gonna find the flowers, and it's like really a big thing. Like it's the minimum that is expecting is the restaurant. When I went to Canada, it was like,
Okay.
I arrived there and it was like the moment to book the restaurant. And I thought I was late, and everybody was like, no, here nobody books restaurants. Instead, that's not such a thing here. What are you talking about? So that was the big difference for me.
Ah, that's nice. That's nice to know. I mean, in Quebec, we celebrate Valentine's Day. I mean, every year I was with a girlfriend. She was expecting me to do something, but you're right. Like you can find a place in restaurant, and like even if you book like a day before, if you want to go. I would say like seriously, I never was a big fan of. Not that I dislike it, but let's say like, it was not my favorite holiday, or if we can say that. Um, I I always liked to give. I was more of a romantic when I was younger, and after my first relationship,
And then life
my
came to you.
and then my heart got broken, and I said
Multiple
never
times
again.
in multiple pieces.
Yeah, destroyed completely. And I said, "Fuck that! I'm never gonna be romantic again because a woman doesn't deserve that from me, bitches." So,
That's violence, savage.
well, that's how a man thinks about after having his heart broken,
Yeah.
and then. So yeah, after that, I probably did my other relationships after they suffered a bit from my lack of romance. I don't know. So Valentine's Day was not a big thing. Yeah, sometimes I would buy flowers. Sometimes I would, I don't know, buy chocolate. Like I don't know why these are the only two things that make sense to buy, whatever. And then there was a point. I don't remember. Maybe it was around 26, 27 years old, I watched a movie which is called Captain Fantastic.
Okay.
And it's not
Trying
a,
to see
it's
the
not
link.
a,
I'm trying to see the link.
yeah, it is not a Marvel movie at all. Captain Fantastic is it's with the actor that do Aragorn in Lord of the Ring.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Which I don't remember his name.
uh,
Yeah.
yeah, his name is like weird. So, um, and that movie is simply amazing. I just loved it. And the guy at some point is like he's raising a family out of the system, out of the society, and they're like 7 children, and he lives with them in the wood, and then the mother die, and like they have to go back in the society because they have to do the funeral and everything. So it's a really, really nice movie that at some point they celebrate the birthday of like a past philosopher, like I don't remember who it is. I think it's Kant. I'm not sure about. And they have a talk about how commercial and stupid are most of the holidays that we celebrate in like corporate, like in America and everything. And it's the first time that I was really thinking about it, that I was really questioning myself. Why the fuck do we celebrate these things? Where did that come from? And then I started making some research on all the holidays, like not all of them, but like the main one. And I just realized they were all coming from a company at some point that make a marketing stunt and or like invested money because they would make money out of doing out of boosting that holiday in another country, like the St. Patrick's Day in Quebec, which we don't give a shit about. Irish, really, it's not that we don't like them, but why
There's
would we
plenty of Irish,
celebrate?
yeah.
Yeah, there is, but why would it be a national holiday to celebrate the Irish where they don't have that much history in us? It's just because of Budweiser. So whatever. So Valentine's Day is also just a commercial thing like that. And at that point, I was already not into that much into the Valentine's Day. And at that point, I just said like, wow, okay, I'm just gonna decide what I want to celebrate, and it just for me it's a bit silly, because just think about it. How does a relationship work? A good relationship, loving
So
relationship.
not the one that you just talked about, like transactional.
No, it's not about transaction, pugs, and kisses. No, it's
Letters. Oh, it can be letters. It can be. It can be cute. It can be cute. It can be cute to receive some letters.
yeah, but well, in my opinion, if you want a good relationship to be good, you have to show love every day. So
Mm-hmm.
why would you show love? Why would you think that you have to show your love just one day of the year
It's
and make
interesting.
that
It's
day super
interesting.
important? Like,
It's interesting because
no.
I feel we're gonna
Should,
enter another field. I think we're gonna enter
okay.
another field. This is why it's fun.
Tell
And
me what you
I ask
think
you that
about it.
question, which is love languages. I'm just gonna continue on you, which is how do you show love? And that's interesting. And understanding the other person. I believe that I told you that multiple times. Hooking up with someone, it's easy. Super easy. Like getting in a relationship, it's easy. But most of a relationship, like, and it's been proven by psychology, like they last for 3 or 4 months. I was having this discussion. They last for 3 or 4 months, and there is a reason, because people are playing like kind of a role, and after 3 or 4 months, they're not capable to play even more that role. And I truly believe that, if you want to have a successful relationship, it's not just about you, it's about the other person. And it's also about loving, I told you that, is loving the quirks and how do you say that? Not, les défauts. How do you say the défauts?
Uh, I don't really know. It's like default, but
Default, yeah,
it's
it's
not.
not default. Like basically you have a strength of someone and they have like, some stuff that they do, like maybe they click their tongue and that annoys people. But I think it's really that when you like that to someone else, I think this is where you're really into that person.
Yeah, yeah.
But
Like
that's an
the
exchange.
opposite of
That's an exchange,
qualities.
that's an exchange, and that's super hard. That's an exchange, and that's super hard. That's super, super hard.
I love that you brought the love languages on the table. We're
Yeah,
gonna talk
because
about that also.
because that's interesting. I think the same thing as you. It comes back to celebrating life. Why do you celebrate your love with someone just on specific dates? I never understood the other date. I never understood is like the day we met, or the day we kissed, or the day I never got that.
No.
I don't know. Like then you do what? Like you do, so the day we met, the day we kissed, the day we slept together, the day you presented your friends, the way you introduced me to your family, the day we went the first time on vacation. Then like suddenly like it's just a non-stop thing. Why do you
That
stop
would
at the
be
day we kissed?
amazing.
No, but that's the thing. Is that if you want to celebrate everything, let's celebrate everything. But you can't pick and choose. It's not like, why is it so, I just don't get it. It's like some people are so like anal about those kind of things. It's like, oh, you don't remember? And I'm like, no, this date has been like 4 months. Okay, why also 4 months, for 3 months, for 2 months is a thing? It's like there is. For me, I just don't get it. It's like, what,
Well, well, I understand. Well, I would agree on the like first everything that goes after the first time you meet, but probably because I'm more of a lover, I don't know, but for me the day we meet is kind of a big one. Like after a year, on that day that you meet, it's kind of amazing to just celebrate that. But on the other side, I really love the fact that you would be celebrating everything, because you will have a celebration like every 2 weeks, every month. Oh, the first time we went to the cinema, like a year later. Oh, we went to the cinema on that date. And then you just celebrate life, and you celebrate love. You celebrate your love with that person the most you can. And I think that's the point. That's not how you do it. That's not what you use and what you celebrate or not. It's just the more you celebrate your love, the better it's gonna be. The more you take these times, and it's like a complicity, like accomplice thing. I don't know. I think in English it's not. We're like partners in
Yeah, yeah.
crimes. Like you just have these things, and the more you have these things together, it bounds you together even more. And for me, the day we meet is important. uh the
But
rest, like the
but
first kiss or
the question is what day.
whatever.
So for example, with Jamie, you celebrate which day? The day you met the first time, so you saw her, or the day she talked to you the first time, or the day that you kissed? Which is the
But
first day first?
yeah, that's funny. I think it's not like it's on a per case basis, but and that's funny because I think it's after maybe 6 or 7 months together that really we had the talk, and it was like, okay, what's our date? Like, what's
You see, this is why it's funny. It's like almost like, okay, we need to put somewhere in the calendar. Like it means, I mean, it's not that it doesn't mean anything. It's just that I understand that you celebrate, like, for example, weddings and, that kind of things, because it's like, it's a thing, you put somewhere in the calendar where you say, this is where we
yeah.
celebrate our love. This is where we show to other people our love. And I get that. I don't know. It's
But why not? Why not?
no,
So
but
I'm gonna answer your question. I'm gonna answer your question. We talked about it, and then the like the we it's because we met, and 2 days later we were in Nicaragua at Ometepe, and I was only at that hostel for like 3 days, and we met on the first night, and for me it was an instant lightning. I don't know how to say that in English, like an instant crush, like right when my eyes crossed her eyes, it was instant. I wanted to talk to her, like, and it just went to the next day. No, the next day we were going on an excursion, so I didn't see her all day, and I really wanted to talk to her. And then at night, I thought she had left, and I was so sad because I didn't know at all, like, if she. And I asked someone, and she said, "Oh, I haven't seen her today. Like, I don't know." So I was having a beer with my friend and two other girls, and then around 9 p.m. she arrived and she was arriving like with a friend and a man. So I was like, she's probably with that guy. Like that, there's nothing.
when
Like,
she,
whatever.
so just a question, when she
And
arrived, she was in slow motion or not?
in slow motion. I just remember I was super happy to see her just because I thought she had left and she was still there. At the same time, she was with another guy, so I was like, there's no way. I'm not gonna make myself any expectation. So whatever. And she went straight to bed after that, but not with the man. Whatever. I heard the next day. I understood what was going on. So then the next day we talked. The next day we sat in a hammock and we talked, and then that day is our date because we talked all day, and then she had dinner with me and my friend, and then later on we made a big fire. We had some rum together, and then we were with other people, and then it's that night that we first kissed. So, and the next day I was leaving, so we decided that it would be the day where we really talked and then kiss at the night, and so that's our date. And but it could be one of
Such a romantic.
yeah, and especially with her.
I'm
Seriously,
saying that, and I'm a romantic, so it's not like I'm making the advocate of a devil. But,
no, yeah. No, but I understand your point. It's not for me. What it is it should not be something that you celebrate because it should be celebrated. It should be something that you celebrate because you decide that's what you want to celebrate, regardless of the conventions.
And by the way, because you decide that with the other person, not just yourself.
Yeah, totally.
Because most of the people decide that on their own. Like, it's like, yeah, I want to celebrate that. Yeah, but what about the relationship? What are you talking about? But the thing is that, it's not about. I think, if I'm honest, the dating apps kill me from being romantic. And I'm going to explain why. I'm going to explain why. It's because I was romantic, because before, I mean, before the apps, I mean, I was in long relationship, and obviously, you have kind of this time where you start to know someone, where you maybe see them multiple times, and then you start discussing with them or not, and then you start, having some stuff with them, and there is this game a little bit, and you know them by friends or whatever. And so when you start to be with someone, there is already an investment that is done, because whether you meet them with from friends or something like that. With the apps is that you can meet, like, I don't know, 100 people, like, if you want, in a year. You can be in relationship. I mean, in relationship, you can kiss, like, so. And being romantic, I think it's a part of you, and it shouldn't be given to everyone just like that.
Yeah.
I thought about it a lot, and I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna, and maybe it's a bad thing, but it's almost like I'm gonna show that I'm not gonna be a jerk and everything. I'm still a gentleman and all that in my relationship. But the thing is it's a part that I want to show to someone that I really care about, and I know that she cares about me. And I think this is where people make a lot of mistake. They're ready to give to someone everything without any reason, which is super weird. It's almost like they want so much
Yeah, because
validation
it
and
makes it
someone.
less special.
That's the thing, is that if you start doing the same thing to everyone, it's like, you know, what is she so
It's
special about?
it's less. Yeah, exactly. It's less special, and I totally agree with that. Um, that when you start going on these apps and you start like serial dating, and it just it just removes, and that depends what you want. But what is really funny, and one place that I could tell you that I see a lot of bullshit is that, let's say, like the guys, I don't know the woman's side, but let's say the guys, they say like, oh no, I just want to fuck, like I just want to I don't give a shit about having a relationship, I just want to fuck tons of women. And then they go on these apps and they just date and fuck. And okay, but the bullshit is the bullshit they tell themselves. There's not one single man that don't want inside of him to have the perfect woman or man, if he's gay, that fits with them totally.
Mm-hmm.
That's what they are searching for at the deep core of themselves. But they bullshit themselves because they're just angry, and it's just like a protection mechanism. They bullshit themselves that like, no, I just want to fuck, I'm gonna work, I'm gonna do my things and everything. But seriously, I may be wrong, but I really believe that most men, almost all men, what they really want deep inside is to find their half, their partner, because they all felt it. They all felt it before you become the man that hates women, or before you become the man that's just a player. You were in love, and you felt something great, and it got destroyed, and you're just, I'm not gonna be hurt again, and I'm just gonna, women's or bitches and whores, and I'm just gonna treat them as such. But deep inside, that's not what they would really want. That's the bullshit that they tell themselves. And I was one of these guys. Like, I'm the first to have been that. I got my heart broken like so hard at the first relationship, and I broke her heart also. And then after that, like every time I would have a relationship that lasted a couple years, when it would end, I would go like on I don't know, it was not like planned, but that's what happened. I would go almost on a 1 year rant about women. Like I would really didn't give a shit about them and treat them like shit and just fuck them, and like, and
Yeah,
then
you,
I
you
will meet
touch
another one, I will get in another relationship and come back to my lover side. And
it. It's really hard. This is something that even I've felt it, which is really hard to go again and again and again, and not losing yourself.
yeah,
It's real. As you know, I stopped
yeah,
the app. I stopped
I
the app because of
know.
a discussion that we had. because of a discussion that we had, and because it depends what you're looking for. It depends what you're looking for. I think the app are at their advantage, especially in times of COVID and everything, because it's really hard to meet someone now. I mean, in the street, everybody's wearing a mask, so you don't even know how they look because everybody looks good with a mask. It's like sunglasses. When you're taking off the mask, you're like, hey, maybe not. And but at the same time, everybody's showing what they want on an app, and they're showing what they want. And it's almost like there is this pressure that when you meet someone, there is something that needs to happen. But going back again, as you said, going back again, having this resilience in going back again and be like, you know what happened didn't matter. I'm still going to be myself and still going to be myself. This is the hardest thing that you can do. This is the hardest thing that you can do.
You're so right. And it just made me think of a quote that I really fucking love that I heard about success. And I just realized that it could be translated to relationship so well. And that definition of success is probably one of the best I ever heard. And I'm going to find it. I don't know who said it, but it says, success is going through failure after failure without
Churchill.
losing your smile.
I think it's Churchill that said something like that.
Oh, yeah?
Not kidding. I think Churchill sings something like, let's say something really similar.
Okay.
And he talks, I think it's about courage. And I think he says something really similar about courage or something like that. I'm pretty sure.
I'm gonna find exactly what it was, but I really, really love that. It's being yourself, continuing to find joy and smiling at life, even after going through failures. And that would be applicable to relationships. You've had your heart broken. Okay, another time, okay, a third time, okay. If you can still smile and still believe in love and still know that you have this woman that's gonna be the next in your heart, and you're gonna have fun, and that you don't remove yourself from having a nice relationship because you're afraid to be hurt, that's a definition of success. And you have all the chance in the world to find a partner that's gonna fit with you so much if you think like that. That's what I believe, and I'm living it right now.
You make me remember, and it's not a quote. I mean, it's a quote, but it's the Bible. And this one makes me laugh because of two things. First of all, because at every wedding it is said, it's a Corinthian. Love is patience. Love is not, jealous. Love is not envy. Love, you know the one I'm talking about? They do it in every movie, and they do it at every wedding. Everybody reads it. The funny part. So first of all, is why there is so many divorces when you read that, and everybody read that at their wedding. First of all. Second is that everybody reads that, but they forget half of it. I mean, the first thing that it says, I think, is love is patience or something like that. It's not about going fast. It's not about, very stuff that is going to be hard and everything. But it's not, and you just made me remember that because everybody reads that. It's almost like that must be like one of the page the most used on the Bible, I believe. If it was a page used on the Bible.
Yeah, and that's totally right. And it makes me think of something we talked in another episode that you said that, like, how the fuck can you think that you're gonna know and that you're gonna be able to understand another person when you're 30 years old and you still doesn't understand yourself?
Yeah, it's exactly that.
and you
I told you that because this is the thing that makes me laugh the most. Is like people, and I've been like that, Like, for example, I was running this weekend and I was thinking of those things also, and I think the biggest problem that you have in a relationship is that people put expectation and a projection of a person that they see. And I'm still doing it, and I'm still trying to get rid of it. You told me multiple times, like, it's easy. Like, I mean, it's easy. It's kind of easy when you just leave and you forget the expectation that you have because you're not attached to the result. But it's so hard to do. It's so hard to do in the practicality of every day. And you told me that multiple times, and we talked about that multiple times, and it's something that touch everything. But it's just a massive work.
Yeah. And you want to know something? I've celebrated a year with Jamie now, like 2 weeks ago. Okay.
Congrats.
And then I can tell you that what you said is so true. And sometimes it's so hard, but I have the proof right in front of my face that what Buddha said is true. Suffering comes from attachment. And you would not believe how much I love this woman. It's just, she's just perfect for me. I just love her. But I can totally see that every period in my relationship with her, every period in my relationship with her that we had some clashes was because I was too attached. I was too attached to how much I love her, how much it would be sad to lose her, that I could not detach my emotion from the situation to be able to deal with it better. And every time I would come back to myself, I would come back to saying, look, yes, you found a woman that fits with you more than any woman that you met in your life, and you want to stay with her for really long, but you're you, and you're not you because of her, you're you because of you. And even if she would go away, you would still be you. You would still be the like amazing. You would still love yourself, and you would have to love yourself, because that's how you would be happy. She is just like a really good ingredient in my recipe that's already good. It's just like better. And when I would detach and I would come back to that, all the answers, all the problem would fade away. I would find the answers to make everything go well. And then a couple months would go, and I would come back to being really attached because I really love her. And then some problem will happen, and it would just, and a couple of times is when we talked together and you made me see things that I was not seeing because I was too into it.
That's the cool thing about talking with people. That's the cool thing. They make you not, I mean, when they're smart. Thank you. I like to believe when we talk to each other, we're smart with it. But this is what I told you about, is that sometimes it's you when we speak, and sometimes it's me. It's like, you know, you're kind of, sometimes I'm your guide, or I'm your, I don't know, your, whatever, your, how do you call that, lighthouse. And sometimes you're my lighthouse, because it's almost like you're in this thing. When you say too attached, for me, the thing I hear, because I'm relating to me, is that you're forgetting yourself. I was forgetting myself in certain relationship. I was a certain way when I started the relationship, or when I started to meet someone. And suddenly it's almost like I wanted so much validation of that person. I wanted so much approval from that person. I wanted so much this person in my life, that it's almost like I will, you know, this thing that when people say I will do anything, this is bad. This sentence is so bad. This sentence is
I would do anything for you. I would die for you. If you hear someone saying that, you gotta run away, man. That's not the Hollywood shit. Like, the real life is not that. If you hear that,
problem. We have been raised with that. We've been raised with it. I've been raised with that. Like, I'm, as I said, like fucking romantic. It's like you go to the moon and back, you bring it back, and the person will tell you, I never ask you anything. Brought you the moon, never ask you anything. Okay. Okay. Just pierce my heart.
Yeah. But that person, she's not a gift person. That's not her love language. So you better, even if you bring the moon, just be like, oh, the moon is nice.
Let's talk about it, man. Just before we talk about, no, we can talk about the love language. We can talk about the love language.
We can always talk about the love language.
No, it's because the only thing I wanted to say before is that on the discussion we're having, I think the thing I notice more and more, and I'm 37, so it's like it takes a lifetime, I believe, to know this kind of things, is that the only thing I can control is myself, and the only thing you can do is be yourself. Like you told me something like, and this is why I deleted the apps and everything. You told me something like, be the man that the woman you want to be with.
Mm.
If I paraphrase you, because I think it's approximately the same sentence that you told me, and this hit me hard. Like, okay, it took me like a few weeks to hit me hard, but is that I feel when there is something that it's just it takes some time to emerge in a certain way, but it hit me hard when you say that. Because this sentence means everything. This quote, like, it's the quote I want for you this week, because is be the person that you want, you will be proud of, you want the person to be, that you want the other person to be with. It's just,
yeah. Well, it's just that we search in other person what we, like the best that we would want for us. So why the fuck would the other person would not be searching the same thing? So if you are not being what you are searching for, then you're not gonna attract a woman that search for the same thing, because you're not being it. You're just wanting someone to be it for you in your life and to help you because you're not able to be it. But that's what I said. Be the man that you would like your woman to be, because she wants the man that she would want her to be.
Yeah.
And if she's the woman that she would want her man to be, and you are the man that she would want to have, that's how you're gonna get together. That's how you're gonna meet that person that fits with you so well, because there's no mask.
No.
That's the thing. You said something really important earlier, that like, oh, you start a relationship or a dating, and then after 2 or 3 months and 4 months, like it changed. Why does it change? Because you were not yourself. One of you were not yourself, or you were both not yourself at the beginning.
This is what makes it love, is when people say, oh, the other person changed. No. It didn't change. This person didn't change. When you start moving with them, like, this is the real person that you're getting with. It's not the one that you were dating and seeing once a week. Like, that's over. Like, all those play games about texting and all that. Do you want to be like that? Do you want to play all your life in a relationship? Because this is what you're going to get. If you play at the beginning, you're going to play all your life. That's
man, seriously, you would need to ask Jamie for that, but you would not believe what I told her on our first night, when when I told you we kissed, and then after that we went back and we talked on a rock by the lake until like 3 a.m, and it was maybe 11 or midnight when we kissed, and then we sat on a rock together in the dark and we talked for hours and hours. And you would not believe, like, you know me, okay, you know how I can be myself and I can tell what's going on in my mind, but she can paraphrase me. Like, it hit her so hard how honest I was, that she can paraphrase everything that I said at that moment, and I don't remember anything about it, because she said, I could, like, you told me things that seriously I could have run away because you were way too intense. But there was one part of me that was thinking, wow, finally a man that says really what he thinks and the truth that it's in his heart and his mind. And I know I was just, and I had this moment of like, if she fits with me, I can tell her anything. And the more I am myself, the more I would know really fast if she fits with the real me, because I'm telling her in the first day we talk, I'm telling her everything about the real me, and right then and there, and I'm not taking any shortcut. I'm not putting any mask or bullshit. I said to her, that's
But
who I am, that's how I think, and that's what I
what
want.
what did you say? Did you say what you expect? What did you say, what kind of
The,
things?
I don't really remember. I bring
No, but
Jamie
like
on the show
because
for
when you say to intense, obviously when people think intense, we think you say like you loved her and like you're it's
okay, no, because
no. This
that's
is
not
why
about me.
it's not about you.
The, no. Okay, I get what your point. I didn't say like it's not intense. Like, oh, I just met you and I'm in love with you and I want to marry you. That's not that type of intense. It's more. I was telling her exactly how I think about who I am, what I want in my life, my desire. Uh, I told her, well, I mean, it's not totally wrong. I told her that when I met her 2 days before, for me, it was an instant connection.
Mm-hmm.
Like I don't know what the word I use. Like if I said it was instant, um, I don't think I said instant love, but it was instant connection, and I knew right away that she was someone special in my
There
life.
was something you don't know what it was. She's this person was there
Exactly.
for something. I
Yeah,
know what you mean.
and you know that I'm gonna make a little parenthesis here, and you know, I had experience in my life where my instinct knew the future,
Yeah, me too. That's really
and
hard, by the way,
and this,
because it's like
yeah, I felt 10 years prior that I needed to go to Hawaii. And that feeling stuck with me for 10 years before I went there. And when I went there, I had the most, like, one of the most revealing moment of all my life was when I was in Hawaii. And I just felt that something was big for me there. And it was just a feeling inside. And I really do believe that the the time is just a construction of the human mind, and really what I think time is, or how the world works, is more like the alien in the Arrival movie. Like they speak and there's no time in how they speak, and it's really really intense. But I believe that we are also the past and the future at the same time. So when I met Jamie and my eyes crossed her eyes, the feeling I got was a feeling of known, a feeling of like she's such an important part of my life that I feel a strong bang, like like you live your future in the present. Like you meet her packed, but you know that she's in your future, and your mind just comprehend that, and you feel such a powerful. And people sometimes they think, oh, that's love struck. But for me, what I felt was like, she's so important. There's something about her in my
mhm.
life that is so important. And I told her that like right on the spot on the day we talk. And that's why I say like she could have been like, oh shit, this guy's intense. And I was intense, but I'm intense. And I don't want a woman that doesn't know I'm intense, because when
But
I'm gonna become intense, she
this
gonna
is
she gonna run away, and I'm gonna be attached after 6 months with her. No, that's bullshit.
there is two choices: whether she's gonna run away, whether you're gonna have a shitty life. Because if you say like, oh, I'm not gonna be too intense, you're gonna basically like pull down what you are, and then maybe you're gonna stay with that person. 20 years later, you're gonna wake up and you're gonna be like, I didn't do what I was supposed to do in my life. This is why, like, anyway, don't look at other relationship, because it's like it's
Yeah,
not like it's
exactly, man.
and this is what I was talking about, bargaining, like, and bargaining and bargaining with yourself most of the time. Bargaining with yourself most of the time. It's super hard. I know that I made the mistake so many times. Yeah, I made the mistake
And I,
so many times.
and I told you, man, that's exactly what I told you. The more the real you're gonna be, the more you're gonna attract a person in your life that fits with that fits with the real you. And if you are an intense person, if you're fucking intense, there's a woman somewhere that love a fucking intense man, and you should not think that because you've been intense and 4 girls ran away when you've been intense, that you should not be intense. You should realize that they were not the right fit for you, but you attract them because of something else. You have to be yourself. The more, like, why do you think I always say be yourself and have fun? Because that's
Yeah.
how everything in life that's the best is going to come to you. That's
Mm-hmm.
how you do. It's like for me, it's the key to life. I mean, I told you how this came to me. It came to me when I had a talk with a guy I wanted to be my mentor, who's worth $1 billion, and and he was so weird, and I came up, and that's the key that I was looking for, and I realized that it was just be yourself. It was almost like an hallelujah moment, like with the clouds opening and the lights coming on me. That was my truth. Be yourself. And since I've started to do that, all my life has been better and better and better. So there's no way I can recommend anyone to do something else, because and any people I tell that, they give me that feedback. I told you, man, be more yourself. Fuck those
Mm-hmm.
shitty apps, because you're a lover, you're a romantic, and you want a woman that fits with you. So stop that. Be yourself, and look at your smile. You look like a
I'm,
fucking
I'm,
happy man.
I'm super happy. I'm super
And
happy.
and
That's
the
cool.
more you will be yourself and have
But
fun,
but also
that's
because I
how.
recenter myself also on what I wanted. You know, it's. I mean, to be honest, I want to finish on what you just said. I want to finish the episode like that because I don't want to go to love language and all that. It's
No,
you
it's
said it
another
all in what
one.
you just said. You said it all in what you just said. Is really that, like, if you want it to work, whether you're looking for something or whether you are into something, the only thing you can be is be yourself. Sorry, I'm tapping on the table.
Mm. The 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 Gandhi quote that I told you a couple times, the be the change you want to see in the world. People people sometimes they don't understand that it applies to everything. The what's the first thing you think when you hear that quote? Be the change you want to see in the world. You think that's about how to change the world, like the world that it is, like the human race, the planet, the world in a big way. But be the change you want to see in the world, it's in every world. It's in your world. If in your reality you don't have what you want, you have to be what you want for it to come. That's how it is. The be the change you want to see in the world, it applies to all the smallest world to the biggest world.
Mm-hmm.
And if you be that, that's how you change. That's how you
Yeah.
change your reality around you, the reality of your family, the reality of your community, and then maybe the reality of the whole big world. But that's what he meant. It was
But
not just like changing the whole world.
and also your relationship, because we're
Yeah,
talking about love and about
totally, totally.
like,
Be be the person you want to see in your relationship.
yeah,
Stop thinking
don't
that the
blame the
other.
other person, because it's like
Yes,
sometimes you're more of a problem than anything else.
most of the time, almost all of the time, almost all of the time. If you are complaining about something in the other person, that should be an indicator that you should look at yourself. That should be like a straight trigger.
Are we doing another two-part episode?
Maybe, man. Maybe I would love
Anyway,
that.
I look, because it's the time and we want to keep
Yeah,
it short now. I want it
totally.
perfect, man. I have nothing to say. It's the end that you did was just amazing for me. Just before you finish, I just want to say to the people that are listening to us, you can find us in any podcast, also on YouTube if you want to see our faces. If you liked us or loved us, share it with someone that you love or on social media. That will help us so much. Just to spread the love. That's it. So thanks, Matt.
Spread
Now
the
that you
love.
finish
Spread
with
the
your,
love. Just think of what we said. If you would like yourself to have your own podcast be heard, then help other podcasts be heard. And always remember to be yourself and to have fun, because that's what life is all about.
thanks, Matt.
Thanks, man. See you next week.
See you next week.